welcome to our workshop. I'm delighted to see so many colleagues from across all parts of the sector here to discuss our work on a customer-focused licence condition. I know your time's precious, so I'd like to thank you all for being here today and contributing to the discussion. Working at Ofwat, I regularly see examples of water companies stepping up to come up with new ways of supporting their customers, from the outstanding proposals that have come forward during our innovation competitions, to the many water companies who have sought out and achieved accreditation from the British Standards Institution for the inclusivity of their services. But we all know that it's not always a positive story. Across the sector, we still see too many examples, both anecdotal and potentially systemic, of companies lacking the focus that customers expect to see. Rather than pick a handful of examples, I wanted to focus on just one: internal sewer flooding. Last month, Ofwat and CC Water published joint qualitative research on sewage in homes, covering internal and external sewage. We learned that a lot needs to change. People told us about coming into contact with sewage, properties damaged, long-term anxiety and sleepless nights. And consistently, we heard from participants that the response from companies was making a bad situation worse. Participants shared their views on what companies could do to improve their responses in these circumstances. Better and more proactive communication, a permanent fix for the problem, and compensation that reflected their experience. Examples like this made me reflect on how we can best use our regulatory regime to create the right conditions for great service and support for customers. For some time now, we have felt that the tools available to us as a regulator in relation to how companies treat their customers have been somewhat lacking. That's why in our 2019 strategy, Time to Act Together, we committed to considering the case for a new high-level licence obligation on how companies treat their customers and the most vulnerable in society. A lot has happened since 2019, but if anything, events since then have reinforced the need for our regulatory toolkit to be flexible, future-proofed, and focused on delivering the best outcomes for customers. We know that the new licence condition needs to be supple enough to handle the challenges of a changing economic picture and the impacts of climate change, while also grasping emerging opportunities such as increasing digitalisation and responding to changing customer expectations. In a changing world, we believe that this type of adaptive regulation will put the onus on and empower companies to deliver. We know water company employees are passionate about doing the right thing for their customers, and we're keen to support that passion and commitment by putting a spotlight on the importance of the best customer service. So we'd really want to work together to make sure that great performance becomes the norm and that standards are raised across the whole sector. So the time is right to act, and Ofwat will be taking forward the necessary steps to design and implement a new customer-focused licence condition over the coming months. Today marks an important step in that journey. It is your opportunity to contribute your thoughts and ideas that will be vital as we together make the success of a customer licence condition. We're also going to hear from leading experts within and outside the water sector to consider the key problems that customers face and the ways in which principles-based regulation can help to address them. I'd like to thank you again for joining us, and I hope that you enjoy the workshop.